covered really good. We've got wrists, right? Girls, tell me, if their head is down, what am I going for on a finish? Half. Because your head's down, I can, you guys want to just get from covering head, yeah, just cover. So if their head is down, head down, we go for a half, right? And then, just show them how to finish it, just because we're there. Just finish it really quick, finish the half. So we roll it through, and they're gonna, yep, excellent. They're gonna get used to this too. So, do you guys know why we post the hand? If they don't ever have your hand, you can actually let go and let her show them. She's gonna weave her hand through and roll over, okay? So we post the hands because we have more control. We've got the neck, so we have more control. We're covering the hips so she can't bridge out, okay? If you arch your back, that puts more pressure right on her. Okay? Yes. Can what? Oh, get her head and post her arm. Okay, try to move your hand through. Now, see how, she's got all of her pressure on this point, because when you're arched, even though sometimes you're like looking at it and you're like, that doesn't make a difference. When you're on the bottom, you're like, oh yeah, that's nice. There's no way to get anything through. So she can try, but just not going anywhere.
Really, and in this position, she's not going to want to try and go that way, because then she's pretty much rolling to her back. You're almost pinning yourself. She's trying to come to fight this. She's trying to come this way to keep that shoulder up still. That's her bridge right there, trying to come into her and fight that. So that's another reason for posting the hand.
And just for funsies, because some can get it, right? I'm just going to throw it in. Turk. You know, a Turk is you grab the leg and you post it and you pop your leg up. That's just an extra, I got you, and you're not going anywhere.
That just looks cool.
So if you want to try it, okay? And then here is our power half. Do you guys know when you would use a half compared to a power half? Huh? Yeah, I know, I'm so proud of you. So if they're not giving you their head, they like have a weak head, and you're like, oh, I got the half, no problem. If they've got a stronger neck, you're like, oh no, here we go. Okay? That's when you grab your own arm. That is the only time you can kind of lock like that when you're down, is if you have control of the situation.
Remember that you cannot come underneath that other arm. You have to, the power half
has to be over the top and then under. This is a full Nelson, and that's illegal.
You'll hurt them. Not only is it illegal, you'll hurt them, and I'm not into hurting people. Okay? I'm into cool stuff, but not hurting. Okay, and then we have, why would I do a cross face? So I've worked her, and I'm trying to do a power half, and her neck is stinking strong. So then I do cross face.
Cozy is always going to India.
So
with the cross face, I don't know if we mentioned this last time, but I like to block this hand with my hand, or this elbow with my hand, because if I don't, Cozy can move it, and then I can cross face her, but I'm not going to get that tricep. So I like to block here. I'm coming across. Cozy likes to hit people's noses, but you're supposed to hit their jaw. Come here, and you're turning their head, and reaching through, grabbing the tricep, and pulling it through.
Will you finish it with an arm bar? So cross face to an arm bar. This is a really good opportunity.
Cross face to an arm bar?
Bar bar.
Barbed wire.
I was picturing it in my head. Wrong name, total wrong name. Sorry, girls. Cross face to a barbed wire. Like the barbed wire on the fence. You know, the weird looking, that's because he looked like a barbed wire.
So to finish this, one option is cross face through. I'm going to pull this through, and then I'm going to come out to the side, staying on your toes, but I'm going to go on my knees for the first right here. I'm reaching underneath and grabbing my own hand on top of Cozy's tricep, and then I'm going to circle towards Cozy's head, keeping this really tight. And I should end up teed out the other way. And this really sucks for the bottom person if you keep it really tight. If you don't keep it tight, you might get backwards, but you're not going to pin them with it. As you're circling, you're going to keep sucking it tighter, just like with the half, as you keep sucking their neck deeper. Yeah, so I'll show it one more time. So block the elbow, cross pull the tricep under, and then I'm gonna come out, and I'm reaching underneath Cozy's arm, getting my own hand, and I'm keeping my chest on this side of Cozy. I don't want to be up here trying to circle around. I'm back here, staying on my toes, and just sucking that in.
So do you guys know the reason that's working is because of where she has put all of her weight is, she's on her toes and she's jamming her weight into her. That's the only reason it's working.
How do you put some barbed wire? Like, what do you do with their legs?
That was
They
good.
don't have
That was
to do
good.
that.
That was, they would be like, boom.
Yeah, just squeeze.
Yep. Okay, that was double time.
Is it gonna be with your hands together there or no?
Yes, when you have control of the situation, you can lock hands and weave hands. Like you're fine to do that, right? I think you can. I don't think you ever want to do that. That would
You might
hurt.
swing your fingers. I would just cover like this,
For me, this is the strongest one,
or gable grip.
or gable grip.
Yeah. If you do this, you're gonna hurt yourself because you're cinching. Yeah.
And if you go like this and just squeeze your fingers, you can already feel the pressure on your fingers. It kind of hurts already. This and lock your thumbs is a really strong one. This is the second strongest.
Yeah, so there's a ton of different grips you can do here. I honestly just cover my head. That's always working for me. But if you need to do gable grip or an S grip,
And this probably covering your hand is probably better.
yeah, I don't think I should do this grip. Well, yeah, I would just cover your head for this one.
Yeah.
Okay, Sadie.
You said that if you don't have it tight, they can escape. What does the escape look like?
You want to show? You don't have it tight.
If you're keeping it loose, you're just. So if I'm gonna go and Cozy like this, I'm just not gonna turn her over to her back. I can let her keep turning. Yeah, Cozy can just keep following me at this point. And then, yeah, and if she gets close enough to my leg, she can grab
What
her.
happens if you get too high? If you start trying to turn her into too high?
I can end up like this,
Now try and roll her, or yeah, that or
and Cozy can actually roll me on this foot here. There's options. You need to keep it tight.
Tighten. How do you explain how to tighten it as you go? I never know how to explain that very good. Tighten as you go.
So when I'm here, the way I think of it is I'm pulling this like towards me. So I'm trying to keep pulling Cozy's arm up towards my chest. So I'm literally like doing this as I'm going around. And I'm pulling this tighter, pulling it tighter. And that doesn't change. When I get over here, I'm still just, and then I get it, sorry, you're good. I get it up to my chest. By the time I finish, that's how tight this gets.
think of it this way. How many of you ever made a sandwich, taken the bag? Fun. Right? I would do it for the guy. My mom always wanted me to do a little tight. Nope. What happens when you start spinning the bag? It gets tighter, right? Same thing here. You lock that up and start twisting the bag, it gets tight. It just naturally does. If you do it right, it'll just naturally get tight.
Okay, so, okay, 2 more questions? Go ahead, Elle.
What do you do if their head's down, but they have their hands in like this? You can't get on their like.
If I do this for too long, I'm gonna get called for stalling. Yeah, you can't really cross this from right here, but I would try and work other things and get Cozy to open up, and then as soon as I see that her face is open, I can hit that cross face. So if there's ever, and this is for like every situation we teach, if they're doing something that's making it so you can't get your thing and whatever you're doing is not working, just work towards something else, and they might open up and let you get it.
If they don't and you keep working, then as coaches have the opportunity to say, stalling?
Yeah.
And stalling will actually make it so they have to reset because that's just that person sitting there doing nothing. So you can't progress. So, yes, what did you have?
Where else could you go from the crossface?
Do you want to do that right now?
Do one more. Show them one more thing you can do for my husband.
No. Yeah, I would say that's a cross-face to cradle. This is literally my favorite pinning combination, and I
Hey, sorry, pause. Sorry. Show how if she's doing this, you can pop it on the other for her. So if she's tied up like this, you've got an angle at the bottom.
so I can, like, I'm just taking my hand and a C, and I'm pushing this out and breaking Cozy down.
So if you're ever like they're really just being annoying, try to just go, oh, there's a hole. There's a hole somewhere. And you Sorry. Okay, now go for it.
Okay, so this is a cross face to a cradle. This is my favorite move. Girls, for some reason, are really good at this one. So the beginning of this is going to be the exact same as the barbed wire. I'm blocking Cozy's elbow, cross facing, getting this, and I'm pulling it tight. From here, I'm coming out to the side. I'm actually taking this other hand, and I'm planting it in between Cosette's legs. This needs to stay planted or else this move's not going to work. From here, I'm basically going to try and walk Cozy's face to her knee. And the way I do that is I pull tight and I'm literally walking Cozy's head to her knee. Once I get here, I'm locking my hands. I like to do nice grip. A lot of people do like gable grip. For me personally, this works. So I'm going to get here, lock my hands. This is going to be really tight on bottom if you do this right. And then I'm actually switching my hips, cupping Cozy, and I'm falling back and pulling my knee up into Cozy's ribs and pushing my head into her temple. And this is going to get you the pin. So, you guys have any questions? Well, okay.
You can put it on the way you like, so then Cozy or...
Okay, so I'll do it again. So I'm here, block the elbow, gonna cross face. When you guys are going live, you're gonna have to do this hard. But I don't want this going. Holding the center, I'm popping out to the side and planting my hand between Cozy's legs. From here, I'm like lifting this up and blocking to Cozy's knees. I'm walking into her knee. Once I get here, I lock my hands, switch my hips, and fall back with Cozy. Then I'm going to knee Cozy in the ribs, and I'm literally taking my knee and pushing into Cozy's ribs, and then pushing on her head. It's really important that you keep your elbows tight with this, so that they can't slip out, because a lot of girls are really flexible, and if your elbows aren't tight, then they're going to slip through.
Why does she put her knee in her ribs?
Make her uncomfortable.
It is uncomfortable. It also straightens her out. Okay? If she's gonna be trying to keep her, if she's in this cradle, she's gonna be trying to twist out of it. You stick your knee in that rib.
So we're here.
She brings her back.
And I bring Cozy here.
She's gonna be trying to bring this leg this way to try and stay out of it. You stick that knee in the rib, it hurts bad enough that it makes you kind of do one of these things and it straightens you out.
Okay, anyone have any other questions?
Get short again.
Yeah.
Sorry for the distractions. Get the giggles out and let them out so we can pay attention.
That was on camera.